how crazy is it that 5 lawyers in Washington, D.C. get to make these decisions for 330 million people? And that's kind of what I like about repealing Roe v. Wade. And I would agree with that with almost any other law of this type that you could think of. But isn't that such a crazy fucking thing that there's this huge issue that hundreds of millions of people have, like, or at least tens and tens of millions of people have, like, these passionate views on, and many of them have solid arguments behind their position. And then there's 5 robed lawyers in Washington, D.C. who just make the decision. Oh, we got 5 of them. That's it. And this is somehow we're supposed to, like, respect this institution and honor it. Like, oh yes, the wise robed lawyers. I mean, we all know how honest and trustworthy lawyers are, right? So we got 5 of them, but it was 5 out of 9. So how can you not think we should all 330 million of us shouldn't live under this new, decree? You could almost understand the idea of being like, well, hey, we're going to have one branch of government that's like completely impartial and not democratically elected, completely removed from political pressures. And so they'll be over here and they'll be the wise ones making the decisions, which by the way, in itself, when, for all the people who talk about democracy all day long, it's kind of funny that they all wouldn't just oppose the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court itself is almost an admission that democracy doesn't really work. But the problem is that you're like, yeah, but they're just appointed and then confirmed by the people who were democratically elected. So it's not getting you away from that system at all. So if you love democracy, you should oppose the Supreme Court, because if 80% of the country wanted something, they'd be like, well, we got some 80-year-olds here who was appointed back when only 40% of the country wanted this, so they don't get it. So if you love democracy, you should oppose the Supreme Court. And if you're against democracy because you recognize correctly that democracy is just the tyranny of the majority, then you're like, okay, well, the people who are elected by their majority just get to nominate, confirm, and appoint these justices. So if you love democracy, you should be critical of the Supreme Court. And if you hate democracy, you should be critical of the Supreme Court.